quickly looks at some of the activities of the judiciary in 2013. We take our review further in an interview segment with Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Kunle Ogunba. That is the lineup for today. I am Shola Shele. Let's begin straight away with some of the highlights of the activities of the judiciary in 2013. 2013 was ushered in with great expectations by members of the public, with the hope that the judiciary would do some house cleaning, especially against the backdrop of the lingering issue of the suspension of the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ayo Salami, and the much-expected reform of the judicial sector, and in particular the National Judicial Council, NJC. Apart from the failure of the NJC to resolve the issue of Justice Salami till he retired in September 2013, perhaps the much-expected reforms of the judiciary can be said to have finally started. In February 2013, the NJC, under the leadership of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, kicked out 2 judges from the bench. Justice Charles Achibong and Justice Thomas Naron were found guilty of professional misconduct, while Justice Abubakar Talba was placed on a 1-year suspension without pay over the ridiculous sentence he gave in the judgment of the self-confessed police pension thief, Mr. John Yusuf. The NJC also indicted a former Chief Judge of the Abuja High Court, Justice Lawal Gumi, and would have sacked him but for his voluntary retirement from the bench. It is also on record that the judicial body issued serious warnings to 2 Federal High Court judges, Justice Okechukwu Okeke, now retired, and Justice Maureen Onyetenu, over certain misconducts, including the abuse of ex parte orders. The CJN, Justice Maryam Aloma Mukhtar, in a move that was unprecedented, has also gone after and sacked some judiciary support staff who were established to have facilitated the leakage of some yet-to-be-delivered judgments of the Supreme Court. In March, the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee, LPPC, under the leadership of the CJN, also suspended a Lagos-based lawyer, Chief Ajibola Aribisala, from continuing to hold the prestigious rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN. Chief Aribisala was said to have been suspended following the consideration of a petition from Fidelity Bank of Nigeria PLC, who accused him of illegally retaining some of the proceeds he helped recover from the bank's debtors. The lawyer denied the allegation, and a suit challenging his suspension is still ongoing before the Lagos High Court. Apart from Aribisala, a number of lawyers in May also lost their right to practice in Nigeria as the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee of the Body of Benches, under the leadership of Joseph Daudu SAN, debarred 6 legal practitioners, while 2 others were suspended from practicing for the next 5 years. Still pending, however, is the case of the SAN Kunle Kalejaye, who was alleged to have communicated with Justice Thomas Naron during the sitting of the Osun State Governorship Election Tribunal.
There was no petition to the Nigerian Bar Association against that particular lawyer. What has happened is that there was a petition against the judges who sat on that tribunal. So in course of, and the complaint was that though they were having undue relationship with some communication with some counsel, and in course of investigating the matter, the panel now indicts a lawyer. So now we have materials to look at, because we will still have to put the gentleman through our own system of disciplinary measures. And one of the things I said to my colleagues seeking this office was, this impression of the bar was not good enough, and that I was going to work towards cleansing it by taking firm and definite actions against lawyers who were implicated in such actions. And that if that was all I achieved as president of the bar, I was going to walk away a satisfied man.
While we await that verdict, there is a clear verdict in the area of the general insecurity in the country that something needs to give, and very fast too. The judiciary was of course also affected. In May 2013, gunmen abducted the wife, daughter and driver of a Supreme Court judge, Justice Bode Rhodes-Vival, as they traveled to Edo State in preparation for a wedding ceremony in the family. Others who suffered similar misfortune in the course of the year include an Edo State judge, Justice Daniel Okugbawa, and rights activist Michael Zekume SAN, who was also kidnapped in Edo State.
I therefore call upon the federal government of Nigeria to institute an amnesty program for this very volatile, very angry, very desperate youth of Nigeria who believe, rightly or wrongly, that they have been shortchanged by the nation.
Provide education for the people. When they leave school, you must provide jobs for them. They say, devil finds work for the idle hand, idle mind. So this is a sociological problem that we have to look beyond the immediate effect and probe deeper and be able to solve our problems ahead. Because this is the beginning. It's Ozekome today, it could be anybody tomorrow.
However, the security threats did not prevent the courts from concluding some landmark cases in the year under review. One of such cases was the judgment of the Court of Appeal Lagos, which freed the former Chief Security Officer, Major Hamza Al-Mustafa, who had been convicted in 2012 on charges of conspiracy and the murder of Alhaja Kudrat Abiola.
We came to the conclusion in this ministry that there were good grounds for appeal, and we have since filed all the necessary papers. Officially, we have put in our indication that we want to contest the judgment of the Court of Appeal at the Supreme Court. So that appeal has been filed.
While there is an option of appeal in that case, another landmark case which has finally been laid to rest is that involving a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Chief Olabode George, and 5 former directors of the Nigerian Ports Authority. The Supreme Court held that contract splitting had not become a crime, as at the time the men committed the offense. Also freed by the court is the former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, over charges of abuse of office during his tenure as Minister of the FCT. 2 Lebanese businessmen, Mustafa Fawaz and Abdullah Tahini, charged to court by the Department of State Security Services on charges of terrorism, were also set free, while a third man, another Lebanese, Tahar Roda, was found guilty. Also found guilty in 2013 was a member of the Boko Haram sect, Kabir Umar, popularly known as Kabir Sokoto. He was sentenced to life imprisonment for his attempts to bomb a building housing 3 newspaper outfits in Abuja, the FCT. 15 Russians and their ship MV My Sea Diver, who were accused by the federal government of smuggling arms and ammunition into the country, were set free by the court. While they got lucky, 2 manufacturers of a feeding baby mixture for children, My Pikin, were not, as they were jailed 7 years each for producing the product which was said to have killed over 80 Nigerian children in 2008. On the last day of 2013, that judgment was upheld by the Court of Appeal. Political cases also kept the courts busy during the year under review. The courts were called to intervene in the Special National Convention of the PDP. They also intervened in the membership of the party's National Working Committee by first removing and then reinstating the National Secretary, Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola. In December, the PDP urged an Abuja Federal High Court to sack 5 of its governors who defected to the All Progressive Congress (APC). The governors are Alhaji Murtala Nyako of Adamawa, Aliyu Wamako of Sokoto, Rabiu Kwankwaso of Kano, Abdul Fattah Ahmed of Kwara, and Rotimi Amechi of Rivers. Governor Amechi on his part has also approached the High Court sitting in Port Harcourt to make an order to restrain the Chief Judge of the state from constituting any panel to investigate him. A lot more cases still remain unresolved, and as 2014 kicks off, it is important that issues such as the high cost of litigation, delay in court proceedings, and poor funding of the judiciary be tackled if this arm of government must continue to live up to its constitutional and historical role.